Hey, it is your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about the Equalizer Season 2, Episode 7, When Worlds Collide. I don't know whose world was colliding, but it was colliding. I guess that was the Cuba and the United States or whatever they were doing. I don't know where this man was from. But anyhow, let's jump right in. But first, let me shout out all of you who've been holding down my channel with the comments. I appreciate you and all my subscribers. Speaking of subscribers, if you have not as of yet subscribed to Barbie J's channel, please take a moment right now. Hit the red subscribe button. Then I would ask for you to hit that notification bell if you wish and desire to know every time Barbie J uploads a new video. Okay? And once you've done that, then I ask that you like the video, then you comment on the video. Let's get some comments from you. What do you think of the show? You know what I mean? And then share it. If you think somebody else might like it, please share it. And that's all I'm asking from you right now. So let's jump right in because I took a lot of notes with this episode. Y'all know some of these episodes get really detailed and you need to know what's going on, honey. And I'm just told everything. I need to stop telling y'all everything and let y'all just watch it, huh? But for those of you who don't have time to watch it and can listen to this, hey, I'm helping you out. Anyway, Bishop was in this episode mostly. You know her buddy, William Bishop. The last episode we saw him, he was going to help Delilah with her therapy or something like that. So hopefully that's working out. We haven't heard much about it. He did ask her how's Delilah doing, and Robin says she's doing fine. But anyway, so it starts off with some guy. He has this young kid working on some technical thing. He breaking in, cracking some codes or whatever. And he uses his skill to get certain type of info. Once he got all the info from the guy, he killed the kid. God damn. This is this type of people. They use you to get the information, then they kill you. So that's what they did there. And they what they found out is the kid was doing something that attacked the Bishop. It hit him with a cyber attack or something. So he goes to Robin because he needs Harry's help. And Robin had already asked him to try to help Harry so Harry could come back above ground and not stay below ground, But Mel doesn't seem to like him too much. I don't think she likes Bishop. And she makes that face, and she makes it apparent she don't care much for him. And she asks him, where's he at with clearing Harry's name and stuff. And we find out that the attack that's on Bishop is a bloodhound virus that they sent, and it's used to seek out specific targets. And Bishop is like, he wants it to be stopped, but Harry said it's too late. It's already going. And he said this info that he doesn't want people to know, and it was the name of his son. And Robin didn't even know he had a son. Nobody knows except for the mother. Even the son doesn't know that he has a dad or who his dad was. So we learned that Bishop was always at his son's like soccer games and plays and things like that as he grew up. The mother kept him involved. But then we found out that the mother died 6 months ago from cancer. So the kid's by himself, you know what I mean? And he's at Columbia University working on some type of degree. So somehow, I'm sorry, I keep saying so, but somehow Robin and Bishop gets to Zaid's apartment and they see that it's trashed and the kid is missing and his cell phone is still there and it rings. And as it rings, they want to meet with Bishop. And Robin says she's going to go with him. And he's like, no, you're not. You're not going with me. But she was like, you've been doing this on your own a long time. And now you need to, have some help. I'm here to help you. I guess because he was helping her daughter. And Bishop is like family to her, And the next thing we know, some young woman shows up to Robin's house looking for Violet M. I don't know what her last name is, M. But she says she has a sketch and thinks it might be hers. And she's like, she looked at the sketch and you could tell by Aunt Vi's face that it was hers. But she said, oh, no, that's not mine. You must have the wrong VM initials or something. And she was closing the door in the girl's face and the girl was like, here. She was like, here's my card in case you change your mind. I said, in case she changes her mind from what? What, she gonna change her mind and say that she knows that it's hers or something? I don't know. That was crazy line. So we learned that the guy who has Bishop's son, he said that it seemed like he said Bishop stole his wife. What's his name? Hassan Talib or something like that. And he was telling Bishop that he has to get him out of the country tonight or his son is going to die. So Mel, because Bishop needs Harry's help, Mel is like, she don't really want Harry to help him. I don't know what happened in the past, but she's really pissed at Bishop. And she's afraid that Harry's going to get further in trouble. And so they set up a plan, and Mel is not sure if it's, if it's going to work. She's concerned about Robin as well. How does Robin get out? How's this? And Robin pretends, what she does is pretend to be a driver for working with Bishop. So Assam doesn't want her to be his driver. He wants somebody else. And she tells him, look, Bishop sent me because I'm the best. If you don't want to, I don't really want no terrorists in my daggone car anyway. She was saying that to him. So we just might as well get used to it. You just going to have to trust me. So he gets in the front seat and he has a gun pointed at her. And he got this 15-minute timer that he has to press with his fingerprints. So the timer will let them know, that he's okay every 15 minutes. And if he doesn't press it to reset it, they're going to kill his son, kill Bishop's son. I was like, damn, the technology that these people have these days is something, isn't it, y'all? I tell you, this show keeps me like so intrigued and learning stuff. I mean, if it hasn't broadened your knowledge and all of this espionage, underground, whatever all this stuff is, it cracks me up. But hey, anyway, what else happens? So Robin, she takes Assam or whatever to lead to a place to get a fake passport. And the guy who opens the door wants to shoot him when he sees him. And Robin stops him and he's like, no, I don't want him. He's a murderer, da 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 da. And she's like, look, I need your help. I need you to help me with this, please. And he said, okay. He said, I will help him, but you bring him to my house. We are no longer friends. We are no longer friends. He was like, so she said, well, no disrespect. And she asked the wife, can she also help him? And she wanted to disguise him. And she wanted to cut his beard. And he said, oh, no, my beard is like for Allah likes, or whoever he said likes it. She said, look, who you care about? You want to make it through and get through, to Cuba or not? She said, but you're going to have to cut this off and disguise yourself. So they cut off all his hair against his wishes and to disguise him and gave him a pair of glasses so he doesn't look like who people are looking for. I guess people are looking for him at all these different borders. In the meantime, Delilah, of course, she goes over to Aunt Vi and is asking her about that portrait. She said, I know it was your portrait. It looks like your stuff, Aunt Vi. And she's like asking her, why doesn't she want to see the girl? Why does she want to find out about this woman? And she said, do you know who that girl is? And she said, from looking at her, she might be my friend's daughter. And she told her the story. She said, I'm going to tell it one time. This is a story I only want to tell one time. And Delilah's like, after hearing the story, saying, aren't you curious as to who she is or what she wants? Why she's reaching out to you now? And she said, I put that behind me a long time ago. But it seemed like there was something. I don't know if y'all noticed it. Let me know in the comment section. It seemed like there was something where that woman might have stole Aunt Vi's boyfriend or something, man. That's what I got from that, but I might be wrong. So y'all let me know if I'm wrong, please. So back to Bishop and Harry. He gets Harry to break into the CIA database. And he said he left some kind of back door open for him to get in there. He only needs 2 minutes. And Mel is like, no, it's too risky. And Harry does it because he said he's like family. Bishop is like family to Robin. And she's like, no, I don't want you to get in more trouble and stuff. But he does it anyway. And she wants to know if he's going to help clear Harry's name again. She's asking that again. And he said, look, the truth is Harry pissed off a lot of people. So it's going to take some time. I was like, damn. He made it. He said, let's be honest. That's what happened and stuff. So Harry finds this information that whatever Bishop wanted him to do, whatever he's looking for, and he sends him the address. And Bishop goes in there. It has something to do with that green van, too. I think a green van is what they use to take the son and kidnap him or whatever. But when Bishop arrives by himself, he ends up getting, caught by these two guys. They bust him. One of them put the gun to his head, and when he turned around to look at the gun, the other guy bust him upside the head and knocked him out. So he wakes up and face down in a room with Zayd, which is his son. And Zayd has a lot of questions, asking him who he was and stuff. And he runs down. The bishop is like, well, I kind of did this on purpose. I wanted to see, thought I could help you better from the inside. Really? The guy's like, really? Do you see that we're both duct taped together? And, duct tape behind our backs. So anyway, I was saying the same thing as the kid. So he runs down Bishop. Zayd runs down to Bishop what he's noticed thus far. How many guys there are. There's 7 guys, what languages they speak, and how often they come by and check him. And Bishop is like so impressed, and he's like, how you know all of this? He said, my mom taught me to always be on guard and pay attention to stuff. And Bishop says, he said, who are you? He said, I'm an operative, and he's like, but he asks him, but what's your name? And then he said, Bishop. So that's what he gave him so far. But in the meantime, Robin and Assam, or Talib, let me call him Talib, they cleared the checkpoint. And she had told him put the gun under the seat because he was just like thinking he going to keep the gun pointed at her while these police and stuff are walking around. He's such an idiot. I don't know why. So he is not recognized due to all that hair being cut off. So everything is cool, But he told Robin she should have killed those people who helped him with getting a passport and everything. And she was like, look, buddy, enough people had died because of you. She said, and I'm not adding to the list. And he said, they're just casualties of war. They use that a lot. And she was like, no, we're not doing that, honey. So once they arrived to the airport, there's another checkpoint. Yeah, there's another checkpoint. And this one is like, because she told him, don't get too cocky. But the next checkpoint is going to have a whole lot more. They're going to be a whole lot more thorough, And she tells him, he said, why is there 2 passports? She said, because I'm going with you. She said, I'm going with you. She said, I don't know this pilot. And my job was to make sure you got to Cuba safely. And I'm doing what I was hired to do. Now, this is a private plane. And since it's a private plane, you don't have to go through all those metal detectors and stuff like that. So he took her gun from her to make sure she don't try anything funny and stuff. And he said, she's like, what? And he's like, you're just going to have to trust me. That's something what she said to him when he got in her car. You're just going to have to trust me. So thank God they made it through that checkpoint. And that's because he knew how to speak some Spanish. After 4 years of being in Madrid, they were able to, he was able to fake the funk because Robin was doing all the talking. She didn't want anything to, his accent to throw off the FBI people who were at the checkpoint. So they made it through, and that was a good thing. In the meantime, Bishop and Zayd, they are still duct taped behind their backs, and Bishop noticed some kind of shiny something on the edge of, it looked like on the edge of the chair. I couldn't make it out. If anybody knows, put it down in the comment section. And he told Zayd once they got loose during the next checkpoint, they was going to jump them in and ask them, did he know how to fight or anything? And he was like, I know how to hold my own. I got this, whatever. And basically, that's what happened. They end up fighting for their lives to get out of there. But let's go back to Robin. Robin is with Assam in the airplane, and he asks her, when was she supposed to kill him? Because he let her know that they have Bishop. And he takes this moment to start sharing his life story with her. Not that she asked for it, to hear it. And he was basically making, why he became an architect and making excuses why what he does is so necessary. And she's like, what? And he goes, let me be honest. He said, I will free the son. I will keep my promise and free the son, but not Bishop. He wasn't part of the deal. And Robin's like, dang, that's messed up. But, that's what these people do. They get help from people and then they just kill them. They just kill them. And while Bishop and Zayd are in that room together, Bishop admitted that to Zayd that he knew his mom and he had helped her years ago or something like that. He said, "Oh, then maybe you know my dad." And Bishop said, "She didn't tell you about him?" And he said, "No. She only said that he was the love of her life, but it was too dangerous to know him." So I saw a picture. He was like, I saw a picture of her with this guy Assam, and I think he may be my dad because, she said he's dangerous. And he's like, so just because you saw a picture that made you think it, well, why else would she be in a picture with him together? So Bishop lets him know that that is not his father. He said, "Oh, then you know who he is?" He's like, "Look, once we get out of here alive, I'll help you answer those questions. But he doesn't tell him the truth. He never tells him that he's his father. He just let him know that Talib is not. We have Robin. Robin, she had to face off with that Talib guy in the plane because he just wanted to kill somebody. That's all he was doing. And he wanted to, I think they had landed in Cuba, and she wanted him to reset that 15-minute timer. And he was trying to let it run out. It was like 1 minute left or something like that. And he wouldn't do it. And then he held a gun to Robin and was going to kill her. And they were getting off the plane. He was getting off and leaving her on. And she's like, "No, I want to see you do it. I want to see you do it." And he wouldn't reset it. And she stepped closer, and you know how she know how to disarm somebody. And she's got the gun from him, and then she's pointing it at him. And he was like, I'm trying to remember exactly what happened with that. He told her to lower that gun, else he wasn't going to reset the timer. You need his finger. He need his finger to do it. So he said he wasn't going to reset it. She's like, "No, I can't do that. I can't do that." And she finally did it. He said, "I'm not resetting it." And so she put the gun down, but she didn't give it to him or drop it or anything. And he goes, "You know what?" He said, "You care too much. That's your weakness." I was like, yeah. Men like that, people like that, it's not just men. They think that, you're weak if you care about people, but I don't think it's a weakness. I don't know. Y'all let me know. So she said, "I know." And then she shot him anyway. And then she used his finger to reset the thing for 15 more minutes. And then she activated the watch that she and Bishop have. And the watch will flash to let him know that he had 15 minutes to get out. And that she had killed him, because they had made a deal that they had to kill him no matter what. They couldn't let him get away anymore. So when Bishop saw the light, he didn't see the light flashing until he got through that tape, that duct tape. He was able to get through the duct tape. And once he got through, he asked the boy, "How many, Zayd? How long was this flashing?" He said, "I don't know. I didn't see it," because it probably would have been flashing behind Bishop's back. And he said, "We don't have much time. We got to get out of here." So those people came through to do that check. And Bishop had some kind of things that was in the collar of his shirt that helps you when you push them together or something like that. It makes an explosion. So when the guys came to do the check, he stuck it in the door. And when they opened the door, it exploded. Poosh! And they got through and they started fighting their way out and shooting people and stuff, grabbing their guns and shooting them back. And when they got outside, one guy was left and he was about to shoot them. But Mel was there sitting in a car, and she shot the guy because, she a sharpshooter, told them to get in the car. She told Bishop she's still mad at him, but she still helped him. And she drove him to the boy Zayd's apartment. He told Zayd to get some clothing and stuff, get a few clothing things where he could take him somewhere safe. And they saw the place was trashed, and Bishop messed up. He picked up a picture and saw the picture of the boy's mom, the love of his life, whatever. And he's looking at it adoringly. You know how you adoringly look at something like, "I miss her. This is my heart," and all that. And the kid turned around and saw him looking at him like that. And he asked him, "Who are you really?" And of course, Bishop made up some lie that they didn't let us hear. So I don't know what he did. But anyway, Robin gets back from Cuba and she meets with Bishop and they discussing things and stuff. And Robin goes home. She sees Aunt Vi and she tells her she heard, from Delilah about this visit she had. And she said, "Do you want me to check your friend out?" And she said, "No, I did try to look her up on Facebook and everything." And she was like, she lives in Connecticut. So, Robin's like, Connecticut is only a few miles, like an hour train ride away. You need to go and see. So they show us, or she said, here, she gave her the business card that the girl left and said, call a number and meet up with them. So they show Aunt Vi going to Connecticut and looking at the park, people out there playing or whatever. People are, playing chess and whatever. And they show her smiling like she sees the person she's going to going to see. And that's it. They don't show us who she walks over to. I was so upset about that. I wanted to know who I was going to see. And then it ended with Mel and Harry. They're in the back cave, talking and stuff. And whatever they go through, he's like, I'm never going to get out of here. She says, sure you are. One day, she's just trying to think positive for him. And they're discussing and they're talking and chatting and they're kissing. Next thing they hear this thump, thump. Like somebody, like the door busts in and he's telling her to hide. And she's like, no, I'm staying right here. I'm not leaving you alone. And the next thing you know, all of these federal agents come rushing in there and telling Harry that he's under arrest for espionage and stuff, that he was accessing classified information. And he's like, how did you find me? And they said, we found you because you breached the servers of the CIA. I said, this is so jacked up. This is all Bishop's fault. And this is what Mel didn't want to happen. I don't know how they're going to get him out of this, but I can't wait to see it. They didn't show any scenes from next week. I don't know what's going on, what's happening. I'm so lost and confused. Oh my God. So let's all hope and pray that, Harry gets out of this okay, But that's it, I hope you liked, the recap in the show as well. Give me your comments. Let me know what's going on. And if I missed anything, let me know that too. This your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.